And we're live.
Hey, everybody.
Hello! Thank you for joining us during our first play session of The Burning Wheel.
Is it the Burning
You
Wheel
have to
or
say it.
the
You have to
Burning
say it in sort of a grim, dark
Wheels?
tone every time. It's a burning wheel.
There's only one
It's
wheel?
by definition metal.
Oh, it's
Actually,
metal.
yes, that's why it's still burning. It's not burnt.
I didn't realize that. So we're going to play tonight. Sith, do you want to take the lead, or do you want us to talk about our characters a little bit? We got any shoutouts?
Oh, yeah, I was just going to have you guys sort of go over your characters and everything, because last week we did sort of the world and character burning together, and we came up with the sort of like this island area that we were going to explore. I wasn't sure if anyone wanted to sort of go over the premise scenario we sort of came up with, or anything like that before we started into remembering what our bits, our beliefs, intentions, and traits were and everything. We just wanted to go straight into that stuff.
Before we start, I would like to give a shout out to Sid Meier. Your games have sucked up the last 3 days of my life, and I hate you and I love you.
Only 3 days? That's pretty good.
Egypt for that wonder production. Get all those wonders before anyone else can.
Yeah, I've got to download those expansion packs at some point.
They changed it up entirely. But yeah, Burning Wheel. It's good. We made up in short, the setting that we're in is a set of islands with a large continent above it. The continent will mostly be in the background in terms of where we go, but it will be a big deal in terms of the story. Some of us at least, work for an organization that wants to unite all the islands together in order to not be crushed by the now united continent, of which is, I think 8 years ago is when they fully united, and so now there's like a conspiracy organization wanting to create a conspiracy, basically. In addition, we come in because we are a sort of group of magic item hunters of various kinds. Mostly one of us are, in particular, and the other ones of us work for him. And so magic items in this setting we've decided will be super rare and super powerful. Like volcano erupts, summon a hurricane, powerful. So we're going to be finding those amongst all the various islands and cultures that have never been united. They're various sizes. I don't know if you guys can see the screen or not. I'm not sure. But yeah, they're cool. My character is Ernest Buck. He talks like this a lot. He's like Forrest Gump. The names are quite similar, but he's meaner. It's smarter too. He's good with a sword. No, he's good with a mace. Just a mace. He's a bodyguard of one Lord W.
I'm playing Lord W. His name is Edwin, and he is from one of the Western Isles that you can see on the screen right now. He's an archaeologist, and one of the first things I wanted to do when I thought about Burning Wheel was to play an archaeologist who was on the run, like from some horrible, evil creature, or maybe not evil, but definitely supernatural and scary. And he thinks it's hunting him, so he's just going to be running around, either looking for archaeological digs, or he's trying to be running away from this thing, if he thinks it's on the island with him. That's my motivation, and I've hired some of the members of the crew, apparently, as bodyguards, and what's the last character do?
Was that Nico?
Yeah, that would be Nico.
All right. I'm going to be taking on the role of Nico Zolis. He is a smuggler who works for this organization, helping to find these artifacts and bringing them back to the organization wherever they need to stockpile them or hide them. Basically, he's a greedy bastard that's in this for the money. That's his main motivation right now. Maybe once he gets into seeing what this organization is all about, he'll side with them, maybe against them. I don't know yet.
Did you guys want to get into your beliefs or instincts and traits? Or was there any clarifications we wanted to do about the world yet? Or I know we've all kind of thought about it for a bit.
I like it. I like sort of sticking with what we have set up already and then going from there.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Well,
Definitely
so I guess,
something to explore.
I guess before we get into the beliefs and everything, I'll give the first sort of establishment of where we are in the world. It is the 24th day of the second month of summer. And you guys are on Edwayne's home island at a site, a dig site Edwayne found for some reason. You've been there for a couple days. One thing to note, though, is that it is in a disputed county that is not quite under anyone's specific domain.
Borderlands of sorts?
Right. But if you see on the map, let's see if I can ping it. There's a white dot on the island.
Yes, near the mountain.
Oh,
Yeah.
right there.
That is,
okay.
yeah, right there. That is about where you guys are situated right now. And I'm not sure exactly what kind of archaeology stuff you're doing, Lord Edwayne, but I've been under the impression that you have maybe 4 or 5 workers underneath you who like do actual labor stuff.
Yeah.
And then you also have Nico and Buck helping you out as well. And so, just for a clarification from last week, we sort of went with the understanding that this is sort of a quite arable jungle-based island with a couple rivers and maybe a couple swamps areas and mountains. And so a lot of the contention is because it's one of the few areas in the islands areas in general that is pretty much will grow anything. And so there's lots of crops and produce that are available on this island.
It's called Tima Nugnia? Is that right?
It's kind of a filler name. I put a question mark there, but
I'm okay with it.
Time
Okay.
Nuglia?
Nugnia.
Tirmanognia.
Tirnanu.
Tirma Nugnia.
Terma.
Tirmanognia.
Terma Nuglia.
Right.
All right.
Like that. But it has a generally like Russian or Eastern European slant towards it, even though it is Slavic, I guess. And I don't know. So in my mind, you guys have been there for a few days, just trying to set up, grids of how to explore some of this area, or other things you might guys want to do. I don't know if you wanted to sort of say what you've been doing for a few days, or if you want to change how your beliefs are based on this premise so far. But yeah, let's go over. Let me throw you guys over to the outside area. Oh, that's not how it went.
Well, is there are there ruins to explore, or is it like this plains that we're trying to dig?
Yeah.
Excavate?
Based off the picture, it looks like it's really overgrown ruins, like jungle ruins almost.
Yeah, I would say it's sort of like half overgrown jungle ruins with like a lot of it sort of fallen over or moss covered and stuff, and a lot of it is sort of underground. You get the vibe of like there's stuff underneath here, but you're not exactly sure how to get there yet.
So half of the digging
there's a lot of,
is clearing vines and marsh. Yeah. With the machete.
Clearing stuff, but also a little bit of digging as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe there's yeah, there's like some rubble or like yeah, like maybe like higher up mountain had like a landslide or something, and so like half of it is partially covered by like topsoil and stuff.
Cool.
There is some digging, but
Yeah.
you could definitely see there's something here. It's not like you're in the middle of a meadow just digging a hole.
Okay.
So,
I'll introduce my bits last because I think one of mine will lead directly into the first scene. So you
Okay.
guys go first.
I guess the one clarification here was I'm not exactly sure how Lord Edwayne figured out about this. I was just sort of assuming through some of your research at your manor, you found a reference or something to this area. And that's why
Yeah,
you're
my
doing-
character does a lot of
or did
book
we-
reading.
Okay.
It could also
I wasn't
be,
sure if you wanted to do something else.
he might have heard like stories because this is his home
Okay.
island. He's not
Right,
in his
right.
kingdom area, so we may
Right.
even be here illegally. So
Right.
This is where
Nobody
you're
has
at,
a
but it's
problem
not
with
where
that.
you have authority.
no, this isn't where I have authority.
Interesting. Okay.
I have authority way to the northeast. It's about.
Right.
It's probably about a week's travel on foot.
Our boat is just parked somewhere. Like we'll get to it.
Yeah,
Or
maybe that
technically,
we
that's
got on
one
the
of the boat
boat.
of one of our people.
Right.
It's your
Well,
boat.
yeah, because there is a mountain range, at least one, if not two, in between where you have your manor and where the white dot is. So
Right.
maybe you jogged around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could figure that out later. But anyway, beliefs?
Go ahead, Ed. Wait, I'm still working on a mission-specific one right now.
Sure. Let me just load that up. So my beliefs are I need to continuously flee from the horror chasing me, or it catching me will mark the end of the age. The only evil is the evil of men, and their wealth belongs to me, as does Nico. And learning the history of the legendary artifacts will let me make the next age a better one. So my beliefs are really focused on either the magic or the this idea of a cyclical age that will change metaphysically and politically. And my instincts
Okay.
are when I'm surrounded by darkness, kindle a fire, some kind of a firebug. If it's right now, it seems to be daytime, so I'm not trying to burn anything. Instinct 2, when I find a good man, find a use for him. And instinct 3, ask the story behind any ancient item I see. So going off this last instinct, I probably am trying to find the locals to tell me the local mythology of the area.
Do we have one
Okay.
of them like with us as a tour guide of sorts?
I probably would try to do that.
Let me see. So I think the closest town, if you will, was. Let's see here.
There are small towns all over the place, aren't they?
Oh yeah. Oh wow, yeah. I don't know how to pronounce this, but the closest town is like Skov.
Visconti?
Skov.
Skov. Oh, okay.
Pskov.
Skov.
Let's put it into Google and have Google
Skull.
say it. Skull. Okay.
I don't know the actual Cyrillic letters for that, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, and it's actually closer to one of the counties, Bryansk, that is not in the same domain as Half Askew, which is Whaleson's domain, I believe. Yeah, you could have had some sort of venture over to there, and maybe a guide of some sort. Well,
Cool.
is he just sort of like like a guide just to make sure like you guys don't get lost, or does he also have some sort of folklore knowledge of the area as well, so to speak? Like what kind of guide is he?
Probably mostly he's there to like tell us about the local roads and the local tolls. Let us know like who the authorities in the area are, that kind of thing.
Okay.
If he does know stuff about this area, then great. But if he's been with us for a while, he probably doesn't have specific knowledge of the area.
Right. So I was assuming like this was someone you picked up in the local town.
Oh, okay.
Just sort of like hired for a few days, or is this like someone you've had a longer relationship with?
All right, yeah. Let's just say
longer contact.
Let's just say that he is a local, and yeah, I guess if we needed help getting here, then we hired someone else to do that. Okay. And then he would have knowledge of the folklore because that's what I've been looking for.
Right. Because maybe the longer version of just sort of helping in general with getting here and everything, that sort of sounds like Nico's job.
Okay.
But Nico could say that isn't his job.
I think Nico definitely would have secured a way in and out, given that he's here for a purpose.
Right.
But I don't know what's the what is the criminal underbelly of this island like?
Right. Well, yeah, I'm not sure here, but
well, there are like 5 competing kingdoms, and they're all trying to get advantage of one another. So there's probably quite a few criminals. If you look at the map, all the kingdoms are really along the north and the eastern sides. Where we are right now, I had kind of imagined as a very sparsely populated area.
More rural.
Yeah,
right,
imagine that on the other side of the mountains, we have the area that's really fertile. We're on the side that's really mountainous. So, these aren't
probably
really
a lot
mountains,
of lots
but yeah, there's lots of
small streams,
lots of hard rock, lots of clay, lots of hills.
It probably rains a ton, which is why it's jungly when you get further away from the mountains.
Yeah.
That's right, because you said last session that all the yellow stars were sort of like capitals, not...
Yeah, those are city-states.
Places on the
capitals
are
an entire small nation.
Of mini kingdoms, yeah.
Okay.
So, okay.
There's probably some natural alliances.
Nico probably would have found a way to park a ship here, just off the southern side of the island.
Yeah.
That way we can avoid all of this nonsense up here.
Rode up the river here.
Yeah.
Just go south. No, we wouldn't want to go past that capital with what we're carrying.
True. Okay.
Right. Yeah, it looks like it's 25 miles inland.
That's that's a
couple of days.
Full day or two's trek.
Right.
Yeah, we probably have something going on down here that we can just evacuate to when we find what we're looking for.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's the plan anyway.
So who is Nico?
Oh, let's see. Nico. As far as his beliefs go, since he's trying to be and is a pretty decent smuggler, his first belief is transporting cargo is dangerous work but lucrative. I will do all I can to safeguard my goods. The second one, which is mission-based, this is my first real mission for the organization, and I need to ensure its success. So he will do whatever it takes to make sure that what we're here for gets on that boat and gets out of here. The third one is Ernest has only known servitude. I will do what I can or I will show him what it is to be a free man.
Okay.
As for my instincts, I will always forge identification relevant to my location. He will always, I want to be able to trigger a forgery roll for appropriate documents to get through cities and stuff. If there's an opportunity to make money, take it. The third is never fight from the front. And since I took a trait called Sixth Sense, it gives me an additional instinct, which is was that out of the Magic Burner that
Yeah,
the mentioned one came from?
Yeah, it was a modified thing from there.
Yeah. It's in gold too, but the one in gold basically just says whenever you're in danger, the GM's going to tell you, and that's a little bit too vague and OP. So we decided extra instinct.
Right, the alternative in the Magic Burner was take a fourth instinct about a specific subset of something in which you could just call on that instinct to be like, no, GM, you got to tell me if this is bad or not.
Yeah.
So I like that
pointed that
better.
to. Yeah. So I pointed that to always on the lookout for danger to my cargo. So whenever the goods he's transporting are in danger, I will get a tingle in the back of my head.
Awesome. And you mentioned Ernest Buck. He is a former... yes.
Nico's traits?
Nico is first and foremost paranoid. He's also a rabble-rouser. His culture gives him the character traits of brash, brutish, and one of us, which basically means that the clans that he comes from on the island of Cadenfell are very close-knit, and while they're not xenophobic, they treasure the people that came from the island. He also has Sixth Sense and Quiet.
Cool. Okay.
My name is Ernest Buck. I'm a former soldier for the continent, fought in the War of Unification. I was a slave. Joined the army to escape that. It worked. My first belief is that Nico draws trouble like flies to rotten fruit. I'll keep an eye on him. I wrote and instead of N. And find out what mischief he's up to. Second belief, the Empire was united through conquest, not arcane trickery. Magical items that can rouse volcanoes and summon hurricanes don't really exist. I'll prove it. Hugo Marwick, my former CO, left me to die once. I'm going to return the favor. But before then, I'm going to show these islanders that not all continentals are as cold-hearted as hay. And I have the loyal trait, which gives me a fourth instinct. I am loyal to Lord W. I work for him. And so, I am the assistant and guardian to Lord W. Doing what he says is most important, and protecting him is the second most. I don't plan to mix those two up as long as his coin keeps flowing. My instincts are to always act in Lord W's best interests, to always maintain my arms and armor, of which I have significant armor, and when in a group of equals, take command. So that will enlighten us to what Ernest is like when not in work mode, which he tries to be as much as possible because that's what he's comfortable with. Other than my loyal trait, I have the light sleeper trait, the stubborn and broken traits, which are from my background, the light sleeper one I chose, and then my cultural traits from being a dirty continental is imperious, boisterous, and close-minded. Yeah, and I have... try to always have my armor and shield on me as much as possible. It's full-on plated mail.
Right. Did you say you're also stubborn?
Yes, I am stubborn and broken. I am broken. That's the good sort of back and forth. I'm stubborn towards anyone other than my boss who tries to tell me what to do. I am broken towards my boss, basically, who will, when he tells me what to do, and I really don't want to do it, if he ever has to try and convince me, it's a lot easier for him.
Yeah. I think it's also one of those things, right? Like, once you've made up your mind, you're hard to change. But if you haven't made up your mind, you're pretty easy to convince something else is
Yes, that's
the
true.
way to go. So
Intimidation,
cool.
interrogation, and command are very different from arguments about beliefs.
Right. So I was curious about your armor, as you were saying you were maintaining everything. Like, how does plated mail work in a humid jungle?
I keep it oiled constantly so that the rust and humidity can't get to it.
Okay. And then, like, how often do you wear it? Like, are you wearing it all the time? Like, it's been a couple days now here, right? So
I have full armor training, so I'm comfortable marching in armor for a long period of time.
okay.
I think the oil itself is probably something I'm probably like running out, or I don't have much of it, and then I think I might soon ask for more from my boss.
Okay.
Um,
Cool.
So with that,
Yeah, you
what
said
am I
you had an
doing?
idea.
Lord
Yeah.
W, because we're in a dig. What do you want me to do?
I want you to look after my pet yak.
Okay, so
Like, it's hot, like, so comb it, make sure it's fed, has water.
I
And
do
while
that
you
without
do that,
complaint.
like, make sure that no one stabs me in the back. Like, make sure we're not stuck up on by a bunch of bandits.
Okay, so keep watch with the yak.
Mm-hmm.
What's the yak's name?
Oh, I didn't come up with a name for the yak. Let's
I
say
thought
it's
you did.
Grenda.
Grenda?
It's Grenda, the yak.
Grenda the yak. Okay, so I'm like petting and talking to Grenda. Me and her have her.
Didn't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't it called
No.
Yox?
Oh, no, that was a reference to the Banner Saga.
Oh, okay.
None of you have played the Banner Saga, apparently.
Me and Grenda have
I have
really
not.
bonded over the last few month or two of us working for Lord W together. So, yeah, I'm taking care of Grenda and keeping an eye out. I'm, of course, because I'm keeping watch, I'm wearing my full plate. My sword, my mace and shield are close by.
Okay.
I find that Grenda is very smart. Like, suspiciously smart for an animal.
Okay. Since I'm alone, apparently, outside of the ruins, what are you guys doing?
I'm talking
Nico's probably going around the perimeter, making sure there's no incursions by anyone or anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking to our guide, trying to get the story out of him.
Okay.
Awesome.
And so, like, then I guess, Lord Edwin, are you? What are the workers doing?
I probably have them clearing out the
For the-
moss. Like, I can see that in the picture, there's lots of, like, greenery over everything. In order for me to get a good look at it, I need them to basically strip it down to the stone.
Okay.
If I've seen, like, a bunch of pottery or broken stone in a place, I might be having them dig that up. But most importantly, if there's any dark caves, I'm having them light torches inside. Or at least, attach torches to the wall so they can be lit when it's time to go in there.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, yeah, the first couple days, I guess, are pretty uneventful, right? It's just a lot of setup and making sure, like, yes, the yak, it is hot here. Stay cool.
I think I'm like on a hill, or what it looks like a hill, but it's actually like a overgrown house with like dirt and like a tree on it now. And I'm looking out with the yak. We're both just sitting together, watching the sun rise. we're watching for anyone seeking up.
Can we rename the yak Lieutenant Dan?
I carry the yak down the hill.
You can call the yak whatever you want. Apparently, yaks are really smart, and they're not stinky, and they're super fast. So you can call him Lieutenant Dan.
I need to learn to ride a yak.
She'll probably respond after a few days.
Okay.
So yeah, I guess the first few days, like all the workers are, sort of going through all of the vines and overgrowth that has happened, and then about late morning on this day, there's actually, you guys hear a big crash, so to speak, and you look out, and one of your workers, Lord Edwin, is running up towards you, looking very scared. He goes, my lord, there's been a cave-in. Quick.
Oh no. Get the torches, and do we have a medical guy among us at all?
I
Nico.
yell down, my lord, or Lord W, do you need me to help? I'm trained in field surgery.
Yes, come down here.
Field dressing, but yeah.
We'll,
Okay.
we'll need your help.
Should I bring Brenda?
No, Granda doesn't like caves.
Okay. Yeah, I grab my mason shield and sprint down the hill.
I grab a torch, and then I say, all right,
Go around.
bring me to him.
Okay,
Nico's probably running up right about now, having heard the crash.
Okay, so there is as you approach it, it does look like part of the ruins, sort of like they found like a opening of some sort, and it's sort of all collapsed in on itself.
All the way out
and as
there?
you approach,
Okay.
yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry. You guys have been moving, so it's more like that now.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So, as you approach, you sort of see one person is like sort of like half covered in rubble, as others are trying to clear out. But there's another one who already appears to have died, but he's not in the rubble. So I don't know how you guys approach.
I think I assume they pulled him out already.
Okay.
And
He goes. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, Ernest steps forward and sort of like looks at Lord W for a sec to like confirm that's what
Go
he
ahead
wants.
and
Okay.
help the guy.
He steps forward and like takes command in an entirely different voice. Like, all right, man, Southern accents are hard. Different. All right, man, back up. And I give one my my sword and shield again, having just put them back on. I have them hold them, and I all right, you two, you help me. I'll have them arrange around the biggest rock that's sort of in the way. 1, 2, 3, and we all together heft the rock.
Give me a power test.
Good. I have power 6.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to say that the obstacle here is Ob 3.
Ob 3.
But you get extra help.
Yeah.
From the 2 helping you. So
1 or 2 help.
It's
one help. One help.
1 help.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So yeah, we all 3 of us sidestep the rock to the side and then drop it together and put it down so it doesn't crush our toes. And then I immediately rush over to this guy to see how bad it is.
Yeah, and that sort of frees the guy. And as you do that, right, pressure comes back to a part of his leg, and he just starts screaming and realizing that he really is, his leg is pretty mangled right now, right? Because it just was under all the rubble.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I want to look it over and see if it's even possible to be salvaged, or if we just need to amputate.
Okay.
I have the field dressing skill. I think that's it.
Right, but you're sort of assessing. You're not really.
Yeah, I'm not doing
preparing.
it. I'm just looking it over to see what I might need to do, basically.
Um, would that be a field dressing skill? Let me see what field dressing was like.
Sure. Yeah. I don't think I have much else.
Remember to mark your XP?
That was a routine test for power, so that
Oh, that's
doesn't
right.
do any.
Okay.
I have power 6, so it's going to take a long time to advance.
Yeah.
Okay, so field dressing is the skill acquired by soldiers in the field who are forced to tend their own wounded. It imputes a bare knowledge of anatomy and assumes a splash of common sense. So I'm going to say this is a pretty difficult ob to like sort of assess whether or not it's easier to take the leg or if it's salvageable because you don't really have that sort of granular detail.
Yeah.
But so I'm going to say it would be an ob 4
Okay.
field dressing.
Can I fuck my soldier wise then? If that was something that soldiers did? Soldier wise or soldiering. I think one of them would be applicable.
Is it just because like you're like how would the soldier wise come into play? Like
because I have likely seen this before, or these like types of injuries, like mangled legs and stuff before in battle.
Yeah.
Probably the people's arms and limbs and legs have been crushed via large catapult rocks.
Okay, totally.
Okay.
And I'm going to say that for passing or failing, this will help you.
No, for sure. What to do.
For treatment, right? For healing and treatment. Or if you get it wrong, you're going to be on the wrong track, and so it's going to be harder to help.
Cool. And the ob is 4, you said?
4, yeah.
I have no Artha to spend.
Ooh. Okay.
Ouch.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have absolutely no idea, but you're pretty sure the leg has to go.
All right. Let me check my gear. I think I actually have a machete that we use for clearing the plants. So
it makes sense that among traveling gears and stuff like that in a jungle, everyone has.
Yep, I do.
Some sort of machete-ish thing.
All right.
Do you have like a specific machete you bought?
I heard. No, it was just a machete amongst arms. I think it was.
Oh, okay. So you have more of like a weapon-based one.
Yeah, it is
okay.
Possible to cut people with it, but it was meant for. I did buy it specifically for like clearing jungle vines and stuff like that.
Okay. I was. It's semantics, but I was just trying to figure out if you bought it with arms or if you bought it with traveling gear.
Arms. Okay. So, yeah, Ernest, he eyes his machete, and everyone except probably the guy screaming in pain sees that. He looks at the 2 people who helped him move the rock.
Mm-hmm.
Hold him down. And he waits until they do that.
Yeah.
And then draws his machete. Really, he tries to, as quickly as possible before this guy can tense up at all, draw a machete, and then immediately slice his leg off, preferably in one hit, and then to immediately start treating that. Is this below or above the knee?
I would say this would be right above the knee.
Right above the knee? Okay.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's going to be difficult.
If I grab a stick or something and I stick it in his mouth.
Yeah, and in that case, I might not do it immediately, but I try to still do it quickly, and I with both hands, I'm put my full weight into it to make sure I get a clean cut because that's more important.
Right. And so you do it here right at the time. You don't try and take him back to base camp or anything.
No.
Okay.
Nope. I do it here now, and then we'll treat it.
This is battlefield.
The leg
surgery.
is just crushed, right?
The leg is crushed, and
but is it actually bleeding or anything, or is there bones sticking out of the skin, anything like that?
To the layperson, the lower half of his leg is pretty gnarled, so now with Ernest saying, "Well, the leg needs to go," everybody's like, "Okay." So
yeah, everyone's sort of still
it's bad.
Listening.
Yeah,
just listening because someone's telling them what to do. So yeah,
right.
Ernest is like, "Hold him down." And then, I put all my power into a single swing to try and make sure it's a clean cut, and then we'll deal with it from there.
Okay. Okay. So this actually sounds like...
I think Nico would probably run in and help.
Okay. So this sounds more of like a knives test, right? Or like with your machete, right? Because
Yes.
like you intend to take his leg off as quickly as
in
possible.
single cut.
And then after that, it sounds like then you're gonna address that wound, right?
Yes.
Or okay. So let's see here. Right. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So are you gonna? What was there something else you were thinking of besides like knives?
I have no
specifically?
skills that's good for this. No, I have field dressing, but this is sort of that's for after I cut off.
Yeah, that's after this.
So no, I don't have any skills. So I'm just gonna. I think I should start learning knife if I have a machete. So I'm gonna open that up.
Knife or maybe sword, but
It is a machete, and it is a large machete. I'll go with sword.
okay. And I think sword goes off of agility.
Agility. Okay.
Yeah. So
That is.
So to help hold him down, would brawling be applicable?
yeah, sure.
Okay. So I can toss you a help from brawling.
I can't take help if I'm being learned, can I?
Oh, that's right. You're learning.
Oh
Never
yeah,
mind.
Yeah.
you can't.
Cool. And what is the ob?
So I want to say that cutting a guy's leg off quickly is difficult and requires concentration. So that would be an ob 3.
Okay. I'm not able to do this. So
Yeah.
what will happen when I fail?
He is going to take 4. Wow, actually did pretty
I
good
got
there.
a 100% success rate.
Nice. With 1/6. Cool.
Yep.
So when you fail, it does not happen quickly. And it looks like you took a machete to the guy's leg.
A couple times. It took a
A couple times. Yeah.
So it's all ragged and shit. Oh no.
He is bleeding. There is like arterial bleeding going on right now.
Yeah.
Like it is going all over your plate mail. He is screaming until he just falls unconscious from the pain. All the other workers look horrified at you.
Okay.
And yeah, he is bleeding out very quickly now.
Okay. I'm not even looking at them. I'm just like assessing the wound. I'm still like sort of in crisis mode. So I just like point at one of them and snap my fingers. Actually, I can't because I'm plate mail. But I point at one of them and say, "Give me your shirt
Okay.
now, shirt. I need it."
They give you the shirt. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I immediately start using it to try and like put pressure on the stump and
Okay.
stop the bleeding.
So-
and
Yeah. So here's one of the things, right? Like
Okay.
so you're treating a very, very bad wound, right?
yes,
Are you trying to treat it, or are you just trying to get the bleeding to stop? So those are two different things.
I'm trying to keep him
system.
alive for now. I'm not trying to. Yeah.
Okay.
So mostly just get the bleeding to stop, because if the bleeding stops, we can figure out the treating for infection and stuff later.
In the jungle.
In the jungle with a guy's
he's
shirt
dead.
that he was wearing that just got
We'll invent
That guy's
antibiotics. It's okay.
We need to find the magic scepter of healing. That's what this
Yep.
is, right?
Cup of the
Okay.
carpenter. Cup of the carpenter.
So-
Where is it?
It's that
So-
way.
So to stop the bleeding, for a traumatic wound with field dressing is an ob 6.
Oh, this guy's totally dead. I have no Arthur to spend. Would anyone like to help me?
FYI, if you're going to try and treat that traumatic wound with field dressing, treatment is an ob 12.
Wow.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm going to try.
Yeah.
Is anyone helping me? And if so, how?
And I have absolutely no skill. I mean, astrology. I could give you an astrology die. Maybe the stars are
Do
right
it.
for this guy to survive.
Yeah, astrology. You can literally use it with anything, right? That's what it explicitly says.
Anything
except
except
for physical and martial skills.
Okay.
And field dressing is medicinal.
Yes, it's not physical.
It is allowed.
Okay, so how do you help me
I
with
will-
astrology? Do you read out the worker's horoscope? It's like the horoscope did not say it's your time to die today.
Basically, Nico's like, the stars aren't right for you to die today, son. Just
Okay.
lay still. Let him work on you.
All right, yeah.
I guess splinter or anything wouldn't help in this situation, right? Maybe.
It would have before, but
It might have, but there's nothing we could do.
All right, I can't
There
really
is
help
a
them.
horribly mangled end of a stump of a thigh that
Yeah.
is like splurting arterial blood right now.
Like,
That's,
can I
Yeah.
make
it's
a
all
clamp?
ragged, there's skin hanging off.
Can I find
Yeah.
like stuff to make a clamp and like put around his leg?
well, that's kind of what
That
That was helping, sounds like, but
Yeah.
that's what Ernest is doing.
I used
Okay.
a cloth, and then I might have used one of the belts that I probably detached
Yeah.
my shoulder plates that was held onto my arm with a
Yeah.
belt, and then wrapped that belt around his leg. It didn't help.
But that could maybe help with scavenging, help you make that
No.
a really good tourniquet. No? Okay.
I don't think so. I think
So,
it's too
yeah.
late.
Yeah. So, despite your best efforts to staunch any sort of bleeding, he just within a minute
he's already
goes from
unconscious,
unconscious
yeah.
to
Pale and cold.
Yeah, pale and cold. The blood stops coming out of his leg, but it's not because you stopped it. It just there's no blood left to come out of the body,
Ooh.
and so there's a good, just congealed pot.
I'm all red. I'm red.
Yeah,
all
you're all red, covered in blood. Your armor is horrible right now, and just all the rocks around the rubble now just are covered in arterial spray. Nico probably has a little bit as
I'm
well. 'cause
sorry.
He was trying to get up.
I couldn't save him.
So
I'm
all
really
the-
disappointed.
Takes a special man to prove the stars wrong, boy.
all the workers are horrified at this, and just sort of
Everyone's in shock.
everyone's in shock pretty much.
I look towards Lord W, and if he doesn't do anything again, then I will take command of what to do with the corpses. So
Yeah.
if you'd like, I
Right,
can
right.
handle
Yeah,
these
so
two.
just to re-clarify, right, there was the one who died from the rubble, but then it looked like there was another one dead as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
I wanted to
think
take a
I'm
look at
still
the other
asleep.
one before we do
Okay.
anything.
You do that
'Cause
one.
he,
I'm sort
he
of-
was
Uh,
not buried under our rubble and stuff.
No, yeah, he was on the side.
All right.
I'm wondering if this is perception or observation.
I can do observation if it's needed.
No, I think it's just a standard perception.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check that out.
You want to toss me a help? What's your perception?
I have 4 gray perception.
4 gray?
Yeah.
Jesus.
Nice.
All right, I'll help you.
Okay.
Wow. So does Lord W walk over to the other person while I'm cleaning myself up?
Yeah, I look at that, I'm just disappointed, and then I notice that this guy doesn't seem wounded at all,
Mhm.
and yet he's dead.
Right.
So I
So,
just say, you take care of the dead guy that is dead because you didn't save him, and I'll see what's wrong with this guy.
So, to figure out what happened to him, you need an Ob 3 perception.
Okay.
And you said Nico was helping, so yeah, he's kind of looking around as well.
What happens if I fail?
I think if you fail, you just sort of figure
He must have been hit on the head.
you must have been hit on the head or something. Yeah, something like
Yeah,
that.
alright, I'll take the help.
All right.
Where is it? Wait. Yep, that's alright. And it's obs what?
3.
Oh, with 5 dice? Should be fine.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Yeah, cool. So, upon looking at the dead guy, you notice that he sort of like has a little bit of foam around his mouth, and it almost looked like he was seizing before he died. And Nico, kind of looking around the area of the cave-in, who was looking around, you noticed little shards of glass around. And so not everything in the rubble was necessarily just rocks. Like maybe Nico, like seeing some shiny stuff in the rocks, where he was like, "Ooh, shiny!" And he was like, what is these glass shards and stuff?
So yeah, Nico picks up some of those and brings them over to Edwin and take a look at that. It's not all rock coming out of there.
Yeah, I carefully take some of the glass, and how much is it of it is there? Is it like a bucket full, or is it like a small vial?
Oh no! It looks like kind of like if you kind of like put it all together, it would have been like a glass ball of some sort, about like softball size.
An orb.
So all of it has a little circular take to it.
Which one of these guys is named Tuttigub?
That's the guy that died, apparently. I'm like, stay away from the glass. It might be poisoned or something. I'm not sure. I know.
Nico starts like wiping his hands off on leaves and shit. Like, oh, now you fucking tell me.
And I asked one of the guys who called for help, like, what was he doing with a glass orb?
He kind of looks at you. He goes, "The wall we were clearing was full of glass orbs, and we were trying to clear them off, just as you said. And then all of a sudden, something cracked and a big crash happened, and now we don't really know what was going on. And so, but he kind of pointed towards the way near the cave-in, and you could you see that there's more to it past the cave-in now, and that.
Is the cave-in like blocking the way forward?
No, it's kind of like it was one of those weird things that kind of like half opened something that was previously closed.
Okay.
Right, and there's some like they've cleared it off enough that like there's like the walls are being shown, and like right inside the opening there's some like stuff on the walls and everything as well.
Yeah, that's a problem. Is there glass all over the floor?
No.
Okay. Because you guys may not notice this, but I'm not actually wearing any shoes.
I did not know that.
Can't afford shoes.
I didn't buy shoes. All right. So I'm just walking around barefoot. And I don't want to step on any of the glass.
In the jungle after a 2-foot march.
Do you want a resources check to see if you can buy shoes?
Can I buy some shoes?
Take the shoes off the dead guy. There's a dead guy.
I have shoes. Did you ask me for my shoes to lend to you?
Sure, yeah. I'll ask to buy your shoes off you or whatever.
Okay.
No, you could do a resource check of 1, and you can have shoes, man.
All right, resources.
Of 1.
If you get higher, can you get like some nice jungle boots?
Climbing shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all right.
As you said, your resources... Lord Edwin's resources isn't 0, so...
No, it's not.
You can try this.
Okay. I was going to say.
I
think everyone else is 0, though.
Yeah.
We're all poor as dirt.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought shoes.
Snakeskin boots.
On the travel over or something, or in the small town when you're getting a guide, and the guide looked at you, he's like, "You should probably get some shoes."
All right, I bought some really nice shoes then.
Okay, you have some shoes.
And you feel suddenly very thankful that you do.
I put on my shoes.
Thank God I bought these shoes.
Wow, I haven't worn shoes for so long, but now I'm really happy I'm wearing shoes.
Right. You've had a couple days to break them in.
Yeah.
Fucking hobbits.
Do I have any? Do I have any like sores from it at all? from walking in the jungle with no shoes?
So probably.
Probably not, because most
Okay.
of it's been like jungle dirt and stuff. Like you're not like rock climbing or anything yet, and you didn't really go into the cave in or anything. So
All right.
I think you're fine, especially if you're used to walking barefoot.
Oh yeah, I've probably been walking barefoot since I lost my last pair of shoes. When I lost
How
a bunch
long
of other
was that?
stuff. How long
You
ago
are a
was
cheap
it since I?
bastard.
No wonder he's so rich. He just doesn't spend anything.
Well, how long has it been since I encountered the evil that I'm running from?
You lost your
That
shoes
was
way
like-
back.
I think
I
like
lost-
6 months ago.
6
Like that
months
was
ago?
just after. That was like just after you hired Ernest.
Yeah,
And I was still there.
okay.
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 Yeah, I don't need shoes.
It's not my place to ask. So
I'm in
Ernest
more-
has not asked you.
I'm in
but he
more
probably-
contact
has
with the
noticed.
world. I probably had like fancy dress shoes that are no good in the jungle.
for when you return home.
Yeah, because I have like finery and personal effects. I just don't have any shoes. Now I have shoes. All right, so
around this place, Ernest isn't there, and neither. Like while you guys were busy, he disappeared along with the body of the person who just died due to his cutting off his leg, not the other guy. So, and there's like a trail of bloody footprints leading outside.
all right. Well, I feel like Ernest can handle himself, but I say let's wait for Ernest to get back because we want to let this area air out a little bit before going. Anyhow, the air is probably too musty, and it might be filled with some kind of poisonous gas. And while we're waiting for Ernest, I'll try and talk to the other people I hired, and like try and just calm them down.
Okay.
So,
Yeah,
so
they're-
those
they're
other
pretty-
two guys. The two
Do
guys
you
that
guys
were dead,
need the
were they
day
the only
off?
two that were around?
I'm sorry, what?
We only
The
hired
two
like
guys
4
that were
guys.
dead, were they the... Sorry. We had
Right.
4 guys? Okay.
And 2 of them are dead, so half of them
two
are
were
dead?
the only ones...
Right. So you pretty much have the guy who came up telling you about the cave-in, and you have the local guide left, more or less. And the guy who came up was already rattled because of the cave-in. Now is just horrified.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just saw somebody die.
Right.
So yeah, I just talk to him. I try and be rational with him, and like, it's a dangerous job, and this is why I hire people to do it. If you want to just take the day off, I totally understand. You don't have to go into the cave.
Okay. I guess upon hearing that, well, is that like a persuasion?
Could be persuasion.
Like,
It could be rhetoric.
I'm not sure what the rhetoric. I don't know if you use rhetoric to calm someone down.
Yeah,
Sounds
probably
more like
not.
soothing platitudes or
Yeah, it
something
kind of
along
does
those
actually.
lines.
Soothing platitudes is its own
Let me
is
see
its own
here.
skill roll instead of a fork.
Soothing.
I should
Yeah.
get
Placating skill for placating angered or irksome fellows with words that say nothing but compliment everything.
I don't think that's applicable.
No, it's
Yeah,
not
maybe
really what I'm
soothing.
trying to do.
Yeah. Or
Like, there should be one that just is for emotional control. Let me look at my Google
It's
Drive.
probably persuasion.
right, yeah, it's not rhetoric.
That's okay. I think I have persuasion too.
Do we just want to use that for now?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, I know I took persuasion. Where is it? Oh, I never updated
Yeah, this is persuasion.
You don't have persuasion?
I did, but I never updated my actual character sheet from the burning character sheet.
Okay.
Oh wait, where is it?
If you don't have it, I do.
You have it in one section, but not the other section, right?
Well, for whoever's calming down, it's a ob 4 persuade to calm them down.
Oh, I took oratory instead of persuasion. So yeah, I don't have persuasion.
Okay.
Well, you could calm down both of the guys with oratory if you want a power game.
Technically, that's a group. A pair of people.
I don't think
Okay,
it's really
oratory.
fair. Like, maybe I can help with rhetoric, but I certainly can't do it with rhetoric. In
All right, well,
oratory, it doesn't seem right.
I can persuade him to calm down at least. I don't think Nico would be down for giving him the day off. He's got potentially valuable information since he may have seen the inside of this cave.
If I'd let a fork of oratory
Sure.
happen.
I'll help you with oratory
Or-
if you need it.
Okay, yeah. That would
All
work.
right.
If Nico wants
Yeah,
to do
so
a
Nico-
persuasion.
Yeah, Nico goes over and says, "Look, lad, just calm down a little. We need to know what you saw inside that cave. Don't worry about what happened to them. They're taken care of. They'll get a proper burial when we have time. But for now, we need to know what's inside. You need to be calm and just tell us what you saw."
Okay, so instead of Golden's or Edwayne's intent of like just calming the guy down, you want him to like calm down and tell you kind of what he saw a little bit in more detail than what I already said, or
Yeah, basically, I'm just trying to get his mind off of like what he has just seen and get him to focus on what was inside the cave.
okay.
Yeah.
So I think if you fail by a lot, he's totally not going to calm down. And if you fail by like 1, he's going to calm down, but he's sort of going to like shut up. He's not really going to talk about anything. He'll be calm, but like he'll kind of be like in that shock state still, where he's not going to be very talkative.
Okay. So the ob is still 4, or did that change?
It's still 4.
Okay.
The ob is
Wow.
based off of for
Their
persuasion, and a lot of social stuff is always based off of the other person's will. So
Okay. All right, let's see how it goes. It's not going to go well. Nope.
is that with the help?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So yeah, so he's just sort of like still freaking out and just having a overall panic attack. Nothing's really getting through to him at this point.
I should have forked Brawling too and punched him.
So okay, I guess with that, it has been about an hour. Did we want to take our first break?
Yeah, sure. We can take a break here.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. Let's take our first break. I will go get some more water.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll be back in 5 minutes.
Be right back.
Ordinary people chasing stars, stopping